Hello, Facebook people. How are you doing? Is there anyone I can go live with? So I'm home and I'm just going to YouTube channel, and I actually post Anika Elliott's video. She's trying to be this YouTube guru, trying to have, her channel. She used to be on City Pulse reading news, and now she is doing her own little thing, which is great. I like that. And it's very constructive and it's very professional, and I really like her channel. So I'm here just asking everyone, my 63 friends that I have on Facebook, if you see her video, just click the link. I think I have it on my YouTube, and I also have it on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. But if you listen to, if you click on YouTube and you go Nikita Elliott, I think that's her name, and you listen to her own video, her whole video, what she's talking about was accent. And she was talking about, the difference between the way she talks, and sometimes, she tries to speak more Canadian when she's reading news, but when she's around her friends, her Vincy accent come out, and a lot of people always like, oh, I like your accent, or oh, you're different. So this week, I honestly got the same thing, where somebody was talking to me about my accent, right? Everywhere I go, every job that I have, everybody always say, where are you from? Like, you have this unique accent, like, where are you from? And they might say Trinidad or Guyana or something else, right? And then when I'll be like, oh, St. Vincent. So this is like people who doesn't really know St. Vincent, and they're like, St. Vincent, where is that? So I'm ending up telling them a little bit about St. Vincent. But my accent was something that came up this week in my job. And it was, I was giving a presentation, and I was asking my clients if they eat pork. So maybe I did not pronounce my R, so I didn't say pork. I said pork, like how we say it back home, And then one of my volunteers, she's this nice, sweet lady. I love her. She was like, oh, you know what? Maybe they thought you were saying poke, like, when somebody poke you. So I was laughing. So I was like, she's like, what poke did you mean? So I said, obviously, if I say to my participants in the program, I said, I have pizza, and the pizza that I have pork inside. So if you don't eat pork, don't take the pizza. Now, I am saying to myself, why would the clients think that I mean like poke them? Like, don't eat what I poked you, P-O-K-E. So I was laughing. It was like really funny, because every job that I have, like, people recognize that my accent, it's a little deeper, especially when I'm really into a conversation. Like, I just really start to, like, really be, fluent, Vincy. I'll be like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. You know what? I think this is what we should do. I don't think, and then people be like, It's like I'm speaking a different language. But to me, it seems like I'm speaking just normal language, right? And then everybody will like look at me, and not look at me in that I'm speaking bad, but just look at me because my accent comes out like singing, right? Like, it really comes out like if I'm singing, like, okay, this is what I think we should do. Now, we can do A, B, C, or D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. That's not what we're talking about. What we need to do is really get down to it and get it together, So when I start to speak like that, it comes out like really strong. And I think sometimes, people are like, really? Versus, like, if somebody and I having a one-on-one conversation, I might say, hi, my name is Daffodil, and today I am helping you doing your project, and I want to help you. So it comes out a little bit easier. So when she was talking about that, I was like, oh my God, like, I know the feeling, right? When I came in, I was working as a nanny. I remember the little boy that I used to work for. We were baking a cake. And then he was like, Daffodil, is the cake gonna be finished soon? So I'm like, the cake is still in the oven, leave it. And then he's like, Daffodil, it's not oven, it's oven, you know? And when I remember I was reading a story and I say, monkey. And he's like, Daffodil, it's not monkey, it's a monkey. So basically, you know, like I went through, you know, I went through like becoming into my adult, you know, realizing that, oh, you know what, maybe I have to try and change my accent. So I have to try and sound more Canadian. So I have to pronounce my T's and my E's and my S and my, you know, just so that when I speak to somebody, like I can speak like fluent, you know, Canadian English, I should say, because all English is English. And I remember one day, the lady that I was working for as a nanny, she was like, you know what? You don't ever need to change your accent. You are who you are, and it's perfect. It's different. It's what's gonna make you different from everybody else. When I start working at, I don't think it was Zella's people didn't really care so much because there was like so much different culture people working at Zella's. Like there was Guyanese, Bajan, Trinidadians, and everybody had their own accent. So that wasn't really a problem. But when I started working with a company called Halpern's Limited, that started to be a problem because I remember, you know, we used to work one-on-one with clients, and most of the clients we used to work with are clients who have kids that are going to private schools. So like certain accounts I have, and I have to take care of those clients. And I remember sometimes when I'm speaking to the family or to the parents, like they would just look at me like, oh, I love your accent. Oh my God, where are you from? So I kind of started to feel like people start to really like compliment my accent instead of just being like, oh, she said that wrong. And what I find is our Caribbean people, like, who will say something like, oh, you didn't say this right, or you didn't say this right, or you're supposed to pronounce this way. And I feel like Canadians, like white Caucasian Canadians, like don't really care. Like they love it. So I start to embrace myself and embrace my accent and embrace the way, you know, I express myself. Then when I started to work at North York Harvest, like 6 years ago, almost 7 years ago, I had to do presentation. So I have to stand in front of corporate groups and like just talk to them, you know, about the food bank, about what the food bank does, you know, how we get our food, how we distribute our food. And I used to be so nervous because sometimes the group that comes in from the corporate company used to be like directors, executive directors, you know, top manager from Scotiabank, you know, CIBC, you know, TELUS, all these top people. And then here you are, have to like give them like a 10 minutes, you know, information of the food bank. And I used to be so nervous, like so nervous. And, you know, every night I used to try to practice the words that I'm going to say. So I remember one day I had to read like the nutritional fact that's on each, that's on the cans. So I was like, and this is the nutritional fact that we have. And the guy was like, did you say fat? Like fart? Like, no, fact. And then everybody started laughing, right? And I felt so embarrassed. And I went to Daniel, who was my boss at the time. I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore because I don't think they like my accent. He's like, you crazy? They all love your accent. They all think that your accent is great. So I really and truly start to just embrace myself, and I end up working with Russian community, and nobody complain about my accent. And it's not that they don't understand, like they do understand. Now I'm working with Arabic, Farsi, Armenians, and nobody really complain about my accent. But I find that the people who complain most about my accent would be my Caribbean people. So I understand what Nikita Elliott is saying. Anika Elliott is saying about the accent and how she was forced out of not really speaking Vincy, but there are times when she speaks Vincy. So I just wanted to share that because I feel I have the same experience, with accent. I love my Vincy accent. I'm telling you the gospel truth. It's something that I will not change. I love it. Sometimes when I get mad and I'm at work and I get mad, I will be like, "There's people better not piss me ass off right now, I'll be like saying, and then somebody was like, "What you said there? I didn't understand that." And then I'll be like, "Oh, nothing. I just said it's okay, but deep inside I'm like, God, people better now get me mad. Better not get me mad here today." So sometimes your accent it's you, it represents you, and everybody have a different accent, and I think if you love it and it represents you and you want to speak it and you don't want to change it, then you should not change it for anyone. So here I am sharing this to you. So when you get a chance, just click onto Daffodil Davis on YouTube, see my videos, like my videos, and basically I'm doing my videos because I know somewhere along the line, as my son gets older and I'm not around him every day, he gets to see these little videos, and that's why I love to share them. It's not really because I want to be a YouTuber, it's because I really want to have something that I know is concrete where, eventually I can look back and say, "Oh, I remember I did this." Okay, so thank you for watching my video.